Well, hey, brothers. Hey, sisters. Thanks for joining me again for another episode of 1025. Yeah, I know that's not really the way that I typically start each episode. Kind of sounds like I've picked up a little southern drawl. Reminds me of recently when my wife and I were sitting down watching America's Got Talent, and one of these contestants came on, and he was from the South, and he kept calling one of the judges brother. Thanks, brother. Maybe that's not the way that we typically talk, and yet that's who we are. We're brothers and sisters. Maybe not biologically, but theologically, that's who we are. For all of us who have been baptized, we now claim God as our Father, which means that we're brothers and sisters. We're family. That's how the Bible invites us to think about our relationships with each other. In fact, Romans chapter 12, verse 10 says this, that we're to love each other as brothers and sisters. And I think about what that means. I remember growing up in my family and even watching my kids grow up now. To be a brother and sister doesn't mean that you always get along. In fact, there's plenty of times where you banter with each other, where you fight with each other, where you're trying to figure things out together. And yet, in the end, what I've seen is we've always worked it out. And we found ways to forgive each other. That's what it means to love like brothers and sisters. It doesn't mean that life as a Christian is filled with kumbaya moments. Yes, sometimes we'd like it to be that. And certainly I hope that there are moments of that. But much more often, the Christian life is messy as we're walking out what it looks like to live in love toward each other as brothers and sisters. So today, I want to share with you a song. This is a song that we're introducing as a part of our worship this weekend. It's a song called Brothers and Sisters in Christ. We've actually used it with our school kids because it's in the hymnal that we use when we do chapel each week. The song is written by Terry Dittmer back in 1983. Terry, for many years, led the National Youth Ministry of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod and was responsible for organizing our national youth gatherings. Brothers and Sisters in Christ was actually written as a theme song for the National Youth Gathering back in 1983. So I hope you enjoy this song today, as together we learn how to love each other as brothers and sisters in Christ.